This demo, it is meant to showcase a very simple developer workflow, modifying the source code of an application from his laptop, pushing the change into the system, first on the version control system, which will trigger an automatically webhook to the CI/CD system with a pipeline that is broken in two pieces. The first piece is about building the code, a simple Docker build job. The output container image will be pushed on a container registry, which happens to be the same as the VCS system. And the second part of the pipeline, the second stage, will deploy this container image as a Kubernetes pod on a Kubernetes infrastructure. This is Mike's laptop. He found an application on the web, a good candidate application created by someone else called Bulletin Board. This application is packaged in container images. It's actually a single container image that has a web application, stateless web application, built inside using nodeJS on a Ubuntu base image. So he cloned this repository, and these are the source code files. I could check on the Git status, and we're up to date with the branch, the master branch, which is on GitLab, node bulletin board, Codestream build. So if we click in this folder, you'll see all the source code files. So let's go to Visual Studio Code, the tool that Mike uses to do the modifications. Let's do something minor here just to get started. We just modified the README file. We're gonna save it. We can see here in the corresponding repo that there's a file that needs to be added, committed. So if we do a git status on our laptop, we see that there's a file to be added. So git add readme. We'll check the status again. We're good. So we're going to commit the change. Just to get started and just to deploy this application, it's in its initial look and feel as downloaded from the web, if you will, on the infrastructure. And finally, we will do a git push. So we're pushing the code, and soon enough, we will come here and check the README file where we should see disappearance of these lines that I've had here before. Our VCS system is connected to a pipeline, this one, through a webhook, and this pipeline builds the code and then deploys it on Kubernetes, puts a pause in the pipeline to go and have a look at the code, and then delete it. Okay, so if we go to the pipeline executions, we will see this execution. So the webhook worked from Git into the CI/CD system, and the first stage of the pipeline is successful. We've built a container image, and we pushed it up to GitLab. The next part will be to deploy this application. So we can check on our Kubernetes cluster that we're connected to here. The artifacts that got deployed. So we see that we have a deployment made of 2 pods and a service with an IP address that got assigned automatically, so we can access it externally. And we can see that the deployment has completed, and it's giving us a user operation, which is basically a pause moment for us to go and have a look at the application. This is the look and feel of the initial application as it was downloaded by Mike. So we have all of the chain that is working, if you will. Now we're going to go ahead and modify this source code to adapt it to something Mike wants. So we're going to go here to user operation. We're going to say, okay, the pipeline works. Let's just deploy this delete this application, remove it from Kubernetes, basically. And if we put a watch on the kubectl, we should see the application slowly but surely getting removed. There's no service anymore, and in a few minutes, the pods will be deleted. In the meantime, let's go ahead and modify this app. So if I go to the index website, I'm going to change both the title and the welcome message. We're going to change now the colors to make it a bit more visible, to make the change more visible. So we're going to change the header and the body sections colors. We're moving from purple to blue. Save this file again. Now, if we come back, as you can see here, Kubernetes deleted everything, so the website is not responsive anymore. If we come back to the developer laptop, check the git status again. So we're gonna add all the files. Now we're gonna commit those files. Version of or release, and again git push. The push has been performed. Let's go and have a look in the repository to see if the modifications have been applied. And yes, as you can see, modifications have been applied. On this project, on this repo, we configured a webhook. Let's just go ahead and have a look at the webhook. This is the webhook, and if we edit the webhook, we will see a very recent successful, just now, as they say, message from Git into Codestream. Again, the executions are working well, and we should see a new one running now. If we click into the CI/CD pipeline to see what's happening, we're still in the build stage. So the container image is being built, and it's pushed, as I said, on the container registry section of Git. So this is our image, and we have a couple of different tags. For now, we're iterating and playing with the tag called latest, okay, or labeled latest. The container build has gone through. As you can see, Kubernetes is working. Again, we have an external IP address that got assigned to the Bulletin Board service, and we have 2 containers running. So if we come back to the same URL, and you can see the new release of the application have been applied as per the source code modification. Now that we have proven this and how easy it is for a developer from his laptop, a simple button to get all of the chain running, we're going to approve the deletion of this, and we're going to move to the next video, which features a more sophisticated pipeline using exactly the same context, but automatically deploying or upgrading in production an existing release, and we're going to assume release N as the purple version, the initial version of the Bulletin Board application or website, to version N+1, which is the version with the blue website that we just saw in the demo.